Hi, I'm Dennis Phillips, and welcome to Everyday Reloading and Shooting. All right, welcome back to the channel. Once again, we're at the Georgia Gun Club's 100-yard indoor rifle range, and I'm continuing load development. This time, I'm working with a Berger 75 VLD for very low drag target bullet. And in a previous target, I had a very nice group at 24 grains of CFE 223 powder. I'm going to expand on that just a little bit. I'm going to load these at 23.8 and 23.6, 24, 24.2, and 24.4. And we want to see if we can tune this and zero in maybe on a little bit tighter group here. So as always, you're welcome to enjoy the music while I fast forward through my shooting, or you can skip forward to the results that follow. Shooting at 100 yards. All right, some of these shot pretty well. Let's bring them in and take a look. All right, 24 was our best group before. Looks like 23.8 is our best group this time, so that's probably what we're going to run with. 24.2 was not bad. 24.4, that's probably about 3/4 of an inch. This is probably inch and a quarter there. That looks like that's probably about 4/10 of an inch, so we'll go with that one. But we will take them home, measure them, and get back to you with the results. All right, we're back from the range with our results, and as mentioned in a previous target, we found that 24 grains of CFE 223 powder performed very well with the Berger 75 grain VLD target bullet. So we decided to see if we could refine that a little bit, so we went just below and just above that, and we loaded at 23.6, 0.8, 24, 24.2, and 24.4 grains of powder. And these performed okay. 23.6 was a little spread out at 1.3 inches, and the other shot at 0.89, 0.64, and 0.58. But this target at 23.8 gave us a group of 0.36 inches. We had a standard deviation of 20.8, which isn't great. I'd like to see that in the single digits, but that seems okay, so we'll accept that. Now, according to Mr. Eric Cortana, seating depth will tune any load.
Seating depth will tune any load.
So what I've done is I've created this target, and I've loaded rounds at 23.8 grains of powder, and I have seating depth from 20 thousandths off of the rifling to 47 thousandths off the rifling. I'll be shooting 5 fouling shots to start with, and then we'll shoot 10 3-shot groups to see if we can find a node in there where it groups pretty well. All right, so stay tuned. More to come. All right, welcome back to the channel. Once again, we're at the Georgia Gun Club's 100-yard indoor rifle range. Today we'll be shooting a 75 grain Berger VLD target bullet, and we'll be shooting loads at 23.8 grains of CFE 223 powder. I found a load where we had a 0.36 inch group with this particular load in powder. And so I'm going to expand on that today with seating depth. And we have rounds loaded starting at 20 thousandths off of the rifling, seated to 47 thousandths off of the rifling. We'll be shooting 10 3-shot groups to see if we can find a load in there. I'll run kind of quickly through the shooting part of this so that we can get to the analysis that follows. Once again, shooting at 100 yards. Stay tuned. All right, we had a couple of really tight groups here, so let's bring them in and take a look. Okay, so we start at 20 thousandths off the rifling and we go to 47 thousandths. All of these, except for maybe this one, are under an inch, it looks like. Got a really tight group here, followed by a not so tight group, but we've got a really tight group here and a really tight group here. And what you're looking for is two tight groups in a row. And this is going to be the node here that we're going to load off of. So we'll take these home, measure them, and get back to you with the results in just a minute. Stay tuned. So what we've done is we have done a seating depth test, and we've started at 20 thousandths off of the rifling, and we've gone to 47 thousandths off of the rifling, shooting 10 3-shot groups. And all of these were under an inch. And just to give you a rundown on these real quick, we started off, we had a group of 0.64 inches, then a group of 0.89, a group of 0.30, a group of 0.52, a group of 0.69, a group of 0.46, a group of 0.25, a group of 0.33, a group of 0.52, and a group of 0.57. Now, the standard deviation was way off on this. We had an extreme spread of 225 feet per second and a standard deviation of 52. Now, I didn't chronograph each group individually. I just chronographed the entire target because these were all shot at the same charge weight, and I didn't think it would make that much difference, but apparently it does. So we had a standard deviation of 52 feet per second, but that was for the entire group of all 30 shots. Where I do think we have a node here is between 0.38 and 0.41, because we found two groups here that were very tight. In fact, all of these were pretty tight, but at 38 thousandths, we had a 1/4 inch group, and at 41 thousandths off the rifling, we had a group of 0.33. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to come back here and we're going to load at 39 thousandths off of the rifling, and we're going to do maybe a 10-shot group or maybe even a 20-shot group to see what kind of result we get on that. So anyway, I think we found a node here. So there's going to be more to come. There will be a follow-up video to this, so stay tuned. I hope you find this information helpful. If you have any thoughts, ideas, questions, suggestions, please leave those in the comments below. I try to interact with everybody that comments. I hope you will also like, share, and subscribe. And as always, thanks for watching.